For something that confirms what we think is going on, and we just very simply feel drawn to the things that confirm that, and we completely ignore the things that, in some sense, contradict that. Now, that's a very simple version of that. But with AI, we might get pulled into alterations of reality that at this point in our generation aren't even fathomable. They aren't even fathomable. Can't do that word. Fathomable. It's unfathomable. Fathomable. It's unfathomable. Why is it so hard to say? We can't even fathom. We can't even consider how much different things are going to be. It's almost like, how do you safeguard against something that could become so infinitely sophisticated that our human minds just don't even have the potential to comprehend it? It's like living in a simulation, right? You can't see what's outside the simulation, unless you smoke DMT. No, but seriously, you can't see outside the simulation, and this AI can move at such a rate where it's going to operate much faster than our minds. Already does, but I mean, it's going to be changing reality in ways that are much more immersive, right? Which sounds kind of fun, right? Oh yeah, virtual reality, ooh, that sounds cool. Ooh, I want to escape. Getting back to that first thing I said, we don't want to just keep on escaping and distracting. That's not what humans do when they want to live a real full life. It's what many of us seem to, but I almost just want to offer, on a deeper level, you don't really want that. You don't really want to escape reality fully and truly for the foreseeable future, right? There's something deep within us as humans. We seek purpose. We seek truth. We seek what Carl Jung calls self-actualization, right? Top of the Maslow's hierarchy. We seek something bigger than us. We seek. But what happens when our capacity to search for meaning or choose what that meaning is becomes void, becomes obsolete? Will it become obsolete? I don't know. I'm kind of assuming here. I'm not saying as soon as AI reaches a certain level of sophistication and replaces us in many ways that our minds will become obsolete and our purpose, any sort of thread of purpose will be stripped from us. I hope not. But if you've seen the TV show Rick and Morty, it's kind of, there's a lot of futility in this TV show. I think of the butter passing robot, right? What is my purpose? You pass butter. Pretty futile, you know? It's a great example though, because there's a lot of futility in the show in general. Even Rick, right? Main character, this Deus ex machina, he's living an existence that in some sense is very adventurous, but it's also with some way being reduced to quite futile. If you look to the later seasons, where Morty kind of unravels the truth about his existence in some way, when he loses his purpose, one of the ulterior, one could say, lessons of that television show, the takeaways is about futility. And Rick ultimately loses purpose within relationships. He loses purpose within, his rival, and finding his rival and having a foe, right? And then he just wants to die. This is a bit dark, but what happens if we as humanity just kind of lose something that makes us human? I'm not going to say we're just all going to lose hope and plunge into despair, and eventually when the robots take over, we're all just going to want to die, but they'll keep us around for some functional purpose. Yeah, I don't believe the human spirit is that insignificant in the grander scheme. Call it hope, right? Call it faith. I think we humans have a much grander role in this existence. Maybe that's kind of anthropocentric, but seriously, we do. Than some technology that might make aspects of our living and thinking obsolete. I'd like to say we have a divine purpose, each of us. A divine role, a divine mission, if you will. So maybe I'm just going to end it with this. What is your divine mission? What is your divine purpose? Why are you here? If AI made your entire life in the way that you experience it right now obsolete, how might you still continue to find purpose? Even if your life feels futile, which on some level it could feel at times, how do you push through? Where do you redefine yourself? How do you redefine yourself? In what way? And maybe just go to the forest. Get away from technology. Beat that social media addiction just for maybe an hour. Do some breath work. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking in. Hope you all have a great day, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see you in a week. Whenever I see you, however I see you, I just want you to know that I appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate you tuning in. Take care. Peace.